What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage, and we are back today now with a Dark Dimension 5 finalization video here of the first 5 characters I am looking forward into bringing into my first run here. So it goes without saying, the Cosmic Crucible mode that's come about has really been huge in terms of just getting more materials. If you guys recall, it does actually give us specific credits now if you go to the Cosmic Crucible store here to allow us to be able to buy these augmented pieces more selectively and really target the pieces we need, especially when we're looking to bring up certain characters, right? A good tip as well, guys, before I dive in here is if you're just curious about certain teams and their synergies and if they're successful, keep in mind, even without starting Dark Dimension 5 here, you can actually hit go, and there's a little statistics bar that you can actually hit with each node here, and you are able to actually see previous teams that were utilized for the global damage leaders here. So you can see here that there's certain team combinations that you may be looking forward into bringing. And keep in mind, these are untraded, right? So for the first 3 nodes here, there isn't a requirement for the specific traits, but then we do have non-legendary city, followed by non-legendary global, non-legendary cosmic, and then lastly the legendary node. So keep that in mind. My focus on my characters we're obviously going to be tailored towards keeping the ball moving here, so they are going to have a heavy focus in the non-legendary city characters because I want to utilize them to not just be able to get through the first 3 nodes, but as well as push all the way ultimately to the end of node 6 and then transitioning over to the global nodes. That being said, you guys, that's pretty much the rundown and preview of Dark Dimension 5. Let's dive into my 5 characters now and review why these are characters I would highly recommend. Starting things off here with Scarlet Spider, being on the forefront of the Web Warriors meta made sense for us to get value by leveling him up, especially with them being the staple for the bio nodes in Doom 2.3 plus raids. As you guys can see here, I didn't really level up his basic or his ultimate just because they only added damage, and to be quite honest, in Dark Dimension 5, it's really more about synergies and sustaining your team overall. So it can definitely help out, but I'm not sure how much value can be captured there overall just because of that increase in damage when the health pools are already so significant as they are. The downside with Scarlet Spider, unfortunately, is his low stars, and I feel like a lot of players are going to be on that boat. But the nice thing about his abilities, especially his basic, is that he actually does apply defense down, and he can chain, and then this also actually allows us to be able to apply that collectively, right? You're going to see the synergies in my team and why it makes sense. If there's negative conditions on the enemies, his special is really nice because he can actually prolong the durations of negative effects. So it doesn't include ability blocks, stuns, or trauma, but it does include blinds, offense downs, so forth. So I mean, that's gonna be huge for us just to maximize on potential value with him there. I really like his ultimate as well because he applies primary damage to the main target, but as well as a slow all around. And you can see here that the damage actually does get applied to everyone and then clearing all positive effects if they have the slow. So it's going to add value there for us in order to sustain and synergize with our team. But last but not least, his passive isn't something to pass over either. If we have any fellow Web Warriors on our team, they're actually going to get some noted benefits, right? You can see here they're going to gain that 30% max health, additional crit damage as well, and as well as dodge chance for himself. So he's going to get a lot of benefits for himself, but key thing here is if we utilize any Web Warriors on our team, they're really going to gain that increase in health, and that's going to help significantly, especially in these nodes where there is a lot of health pools. Next up, it only makes sense to talk about Ghost Spider just because of the synergy with Scarlet Spider and as well as her abilities, and that really leverage the Web Warriors team, but as well as being able to complement each other. So first and foremost, it's unfortunate her basic attack, we won't have that opportunity here to actually apply blind because it does unfortunately only apply in raids. However, she's a very great character overall because she can synergize with Scarlet Spider with her ultimate here. You can see here, she actually does spread negative effects from the primary to secondary. So yeah, even if we have an opportunity where the enemies are blinded or they're slowed, this is going to get a chance to actually spread that, including offense down. Again, it doesn't spread stun or ability block or trauma, but I mean, just the ability to be able to spread negative conditions is going to give us an advantage over the enemies that we're facing. What I do like about her is that she does have some crowd control, which we're going to utilize. So this is the ability block here that she can get. We're not bringing on Spider-Man Miles Morales for the assist, but the ability block is going to be really good for us to really target a specific enemy, prevent them from making a turn. She's also going to get a health bonus from Scarlet Spider, so that's absolutely huge. And as well with her passive here, she does actually gain additional dodge chance and damage. Unfortunately, don't get the added benefits in raids, but overall her kit's really good, and her synergy with Scarlet Spider is going to prove invaluable, especially in the city nodes. Next up, we do have the main negative condition driver here being Cloak. Heavy with the Mystic materials, unfortunately, but Cloak here is going to be applying blinds, defense down, offense downs, you name it, right? It's a Shadow Assault ultimate here that really does all that, attacking all the enemies and 3 random negative effects, and it includes blind, defense down, disruption, slows. So I mean, this is really huge because it synergizes extremely well with Scarlet Spider, who can extend negative conditions, and as well as Ghost Spider, who can actually spread it. So having those two working in tandem, Cloak could be the difference, honestly, between our team of surviving onslaught and whatnot. And as well, his special is nothing to sleep over either. You can clear all positive effects from the primary target, applying slow, defense down for 2 turns, and offense down. So I mean, a lot of boatload of benefits here. Again, that synergy with Ghost Spider spreading it and Scarlet Spider being able to extend it is going to be absolutely huge, and a really top character as well in the Mystic nodes for Doom 2 raid. So we're going to find potential value there as well with all these characters. Next up, a lock for many players and teams is Shang-Chi, just with him being farmable now in the Blitz store directly. But as well, every one of his abilities absolutely adds value to the team. You know, his Deadly Hand special that can provide a heal. He can clear negative effects from himself, which is really good because we don't technically have a cleanser right now on our team, so we need to be mindful of the damage that we're taking. I love his ultimate the most, though, because of the fact that it actually attacks all the enemies, and there's additional damage per positive effect based on the primary target, and he also reduces the speed bar of all enemies. You know, that's absolutely huge for us just to buy time. This attack cannot be counterattack, blocked, or dodged, so absolutely huge. Loses a little bit of value because it's not in war, but I mean, at the end of the day, Shang-Chi is one of the best characters in the game right now, and just having those abilities is getting huge and really beneficial, synergizing with the rest of our team. Rounding up the last of my 5 characters here that I'm utilizing is going to be Omega Red. He brings on a couple things, right? He's got some really good crowd control, first of all, but as well, I'm a big fan of his abilities because you can see here that a lot of it bypasses the heal block and redistributes health to himself, right? So he actually does go through that health bar of percentage damage, and that's absolutely huge in Dark Dimension when these health pools are larger. He also can prolong the durations of bleed, slows, and offense downs on the primary target. So this is again going to synergize with the rest of our team, which is really focused on inflicting as much negative conditions as possible, spreading it out so it buys us more time. And with the ability blocks in between there, it's going to allow us that opportunity to buy time to generate energy once again and really control the teams that are coming up against us. His ability here with Tentacle Onslaught flips all positive effects to negatives, so it's going to be able to allow us to kind of turn the tides of battle when needed. On top of that, an ability block, slow, and heal block, and reducing the speed bar. This is absolutely huge. He also inflicts the heal block and slow on all other enemies and reduces their speed bar as well. And again, similar to his basic attack, stealing that 10% threshold from all the enemies, redistributing it to himself. Yes, it's a selfish ability, but he's going to be able to self-sustain himself, so he's going to be the main tank. I do plan on putting him in the dead center just because he's tanky, and the fact that he has passive healing with all his attacks is going to be absolutely huge. You know, we don't really get much value from his passive here, but he does get a boosted health, which is really much appreciated. Doesn't have any of the Weapon X, but if you guys do have any synergies with Weapon X, this would be a great time to bring them on board with Omega Red. But I believe that having all these abilities here, and as well his special, having that ability block, we're gonna have a really good amount of crowd control, negative conditions, and as well just having some sustainability here and there for some of our characters, but really managing the waves that come at us. So there you guys have it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. These are my top 5 that I'm bringing on right now. They're all leveled up, so I do plan on making these videos very, very soon and getting them out to you and showing you guys how they do actually in the first initial nodes, but as well as outlining the next city characters I'm planning to use. So thank you as always, you guys. I do hope this video provides some perspective and some insight, and hopefully helps you in your farming as well and building towards Dark Dimension 5. Thank you as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.